Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. DA, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much. The Utah Jazz made a big move last year with the trade for Mike Conley. Conley said the players they had in place, two-way guys who play unselfishly, is something I've built my game around. We have guys who are willing to do whatever it takes to win. Kevin, back to you.
The Jazz, like Memphis, willing to grind. Thanks, DA. Opening day upon us, Steve. Are you as excited as I am for the new season?
I am, Kevin. Just thinking back when I was a player, you can't wait to try out that new move. You can't wait to play with your new teammates. And I want to get a chance to get my eyes on these new rookies.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2 spot. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Gobert is out there with O'Neal. And it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward. Now here's Beverley. Passes to Leonard.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
Conley against Beverley. Now here is Conley. Defense is right there. Pass to O'Neal. Just 5 to shoot. Bogdanovich. That's for 2. It doesn't go for him. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way.
I mean, not only does Bogdanovich stretch the floor, but he can really stretch it from beyond 30 feet.
Greg, he is blessed with incredible range and a quick trigger, might I add. You have to stay connected to Bogdanovich defensively because he can go on scoring tears where there's just no stopping him.
A finish, and it's George finishing it off.
Every organization needs team-first guys like Patrick Beverley. That's a terrific pass.
Beverley against Conley. 1:39 left in the first. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And when you talk about certain players having that it factor, Donovan Mitchell fits that bill.
He does. Confident in his approach, GA. Fearless on his attack. Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys who can go off for 50 if you let him get into rhythm. As long as he's in Utah, that team will remain competitive.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
He was a part of that terrific draft class in 2017. Donovan Mitchell was somewhat unheralded, but may turn out to be the best of the bunch.
And Mitchell drops them both. First quarter of play with about 1.5 minutes gone. And the pass to Beverley. And here's Leonard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And it's Beverley missing.
Aggressive closeout on a great jump shooter. That's how you defend against the 3.
Mitchell passes to O'Neal. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
And the basket is good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Here's Mitchell. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And the rejection by Ibaka. Here's Gobert. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Offensive rebound and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Comfortable inside, plus the 7'3" wingspan. Hard to stop Kawhi without fouling.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
free throw drops for Leonard.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Leonard hits them both.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
And you know, Clarkson entering the league as a second-round pick, a little unsung for most of his career, but always seems to find a way to contribute.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Los Angeles making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. So he gets them both.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Outside Williams. Lets it fly. That one wide left. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers ahead. They lead by 4. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena. You're watching 2K Sports. And always interesting to hear from Donovan Mitchell, who recently spoke about the team's progress.
Everybody had their expectations of what we should be or will be, but at the end of the day, you know, we got to be able to focus on us, you know. Obviously, we went through a little bit of a rough patch. You know, we're still figuring things out, but we can make adjustments and continue to build. And I think we're playing great basketball. I think we're doing things the right way.
And you know, Greg, Mitchell's going to be right in the middle of it, leading the way.
And on top of everything else he does, he's elite at getting his own shot. We've seen him carry this team offensively at times. Boy, he is special.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
You know this, the team that dictates the pace typically rules the roost. We see that here early on.
They've got Donovan Mitchell. He's out there with Jordan Clarkson. Favors is out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Niang in at the 4 slot. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Now, here's Clarkson. He's coming off a 13-point game against Miami. Great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
Hey, Kevin, that's a great question, and believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we don't do that part.
Sharpshooter Kennard is valuable. A guy who stretches the floor and works very hard.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Gobert, he's checked in for Favors. Royce O'Neal comes in for George Niang. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. And it's Conley in for Donovan Mitchell. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully, he can stay healthy this go-around.
Now, here's Clarkson. And Utah again with the bucket.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
And Kennard's moving into the starting lineup for the first time last season.
And to add to that, he had a larger role offensively. And at the same time, his efficiency increased. That's a good sign. Woo! He got a clean look, and he makes the defense pay for disrespecting him.
Conley finds Clarkson. 1:11 left in the second quarter. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Feeds to Ibaka. And he uses the glass on the layup. Ibaka's got his first points of the night.
And the lead should be safe if they can keep shooting the basketball like this.
Pass to Clarkson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Launches it. The Clippers grab the miss.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Kennard against O'Neal.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yes, you do, but it's a dilemma. If you get a great look earlier in the clock, do you take it?
Clarkson with the ball. Takes the three, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
One of the best defenders in the NBA, Paul George, displays strong timing and discipline.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Clippers lead by 5. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half?
You just got to keep playing, keep taking the shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. When we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Everybody wants to see the ball go in the baskets first, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Beverly in at the point. Here's George. He has 5. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who is my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true. Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Here's Conley. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
The cleverness of Conley getting the defender to be way too handsy with him.
And such a great all-around player for over a decade now. Conley is one of the class acts in our league.
He is, GA, one of the best floor leaders we have. He's completely unselfish. Also, 3-time NBA Sportsmanship Award winner. And in 2019 was named NBA Teammate of the Year.
First free throw is good.
The 4th pick in the 2011 draft. It took getting stronger and improving the shot to make Conley one of the better all-around guards in the game.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Derek Favors checked in for Gobert. George Niang comes in for O'Neal. And it's Joe Ingles in for Bogdanovich. And then for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac has checked in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Jackson in for Paul George. Clippers leading by 4. Jackson kicks to Zubac. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Zubac. Clarkson, he's checked in for Mike Conley. Lou Williams is checked in for Los Angeles. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 1:22 left to play here in the third. Pass to Niang. Mitchell outside. Out to Favors. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Ingles. And the layup's good off the glass.
This is the thing about Ingles. He's got the size and the strength to play with physicality.
Mitchell against Williams. Chalk up 2 there. Williams has got the lead back up to 6 now for the Clippers.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Pass to Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. Clarkson against Jackson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Jazz have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And he makes the first. The Jazz making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in. Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Reggie Jackson. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Clippers leading by 4. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Williams scanning the floor. Kicks it out to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. over Ingles. Another one falls for the Clippers. Mitchell outside. Drills it from outside. Mitchell's got 7 points in the game.
That's the result of hard work. Mitchell just gets better and better off the bounce.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Clippers ahead. They lead by 3. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. I've got Joe Ingles. Clarkson is out there with Mitchell. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic, and it's Gobert in at the center. That's the group right now for Utah.
Mistake by the defender, fouling a very good free throw shooter in Kawhi.
And the first one at the line is good for the Jazz. O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Conley in for Clarkson. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Beverly's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
Kawhi was drafted 15th overall in 2011. If they had a redraft, I wonder what number he would go down.
To the paint, stolen by Zubac. And George, here we go. And it's good for 2. George has got the lead up to 7 now for the Clippers.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
George against Mitchell. Puts it up from 17. It's hauled in by Zubac. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for Los Angeles. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Leonard on the wing. Again, the Clippers good for 2.
Hard not to call Leonard's number every time down the floor. He's become that dominant.
Mitchell against George. Mitchell passes to Conley. Second chance shot. Here's O'Neal. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's just good basketball. Can't ask for a better look.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're leading by 7. 1:44 left in the 4th quarter. And Los Angeles with some changes. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. And it's Batum in for Morris. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He said, I want us to play as though we're behind. We're good when we play with urgency. We're bad when we become complacent. Don't become complacent. Let's go, guys.
4 on the clock. And it's Beverly missing. Jazz trail by 7. Down low. Mitchell looking it over. Over Leonard. And it's Mitchell missing.
The defense is right there. Quality contest, and they threw him off his rhythm.
Outside, George for the 3. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Los Angeles.
They really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Definitely just simply shot the ball well. One of those games to be proud of.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Paul George.
What was impressive to me, it felt like he made an impact in so many areas. Some of the effort won't show up in the stat sheet, but I noticed it.
There's 53 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Conley. Lays it up off the glass.
Masterful control by Mike Conley, keeping his eyes on the rim and nailing the shot through contact.
And Beverly kicks to George. Gobert with the defensive effort.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Batum. Gobert with the block.
And that's one of Gobert's specialties, a shot blocking master.
Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
Here's Kennard. Here's Patterson. No good from 11 feet. From deep. The shot by Hughes, no good. And so Los Angeles takes the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.